thanks for joining us. I will do over the main figures of the third quarter that just ended, September quarter, and highlights from Movida results will be as follows. First one will be net revenue. Net revenue came at 1 billion reais, again with a growth of 3.6 percentage points. EBITDA at over 213 million reais, again showing very important improvements, not only comparing to the third quarter last year, but also on a sequential basis. And net income came at 37.2 million reais, again an important improvement when you compare to the second quarter of this year when we had the pandemic. Highlights across the board in all the business lines. Occupancy rate for the rack came at 83%. Monthly cost per car going down by 22%. In fleet management, EBITDA per car is again the highest ever we have recorded, beyond 800 reais per month. And again, cost going down due to the measures that we took not only during pandemic but since last year. Another important highlight for us is seminovos. The average ticket went beyond 45,000 reais, showing again that all the measures we took since the second half of 2018 as well as during the pandemic are showing results. The fleet, and I will go over that in a while, is growing. It grew 3,000 cars during the quarter, but it is growing still. So the number for the fourth quarter should be even higher than the 109,000 cars that we showed in this quarter. As for RAC, net revenues came at 270 million reais, down 9.6% from last year, but monthly revenue per car is back to the 1,800 reais on a monthly basis. Daily rentals are up, showing that again efficiency has been gained 3.6 percentage points, and the costs are down as I mentioned. On the fleet management side, net revenues are up by 7%. Revenue per car minus 1.3, but flattish if you consider that the interest rates are down. Number of daily rentals moving north, 4.4 percentage points up, and again with a highlight on the cost side, improving margins. Used car sales, seminovos, total revenue of 641 million reais, almost 10% up when you compare to the third quarter last year. The volume of cars sold almost flattish, over 14,000, but again the highlight, as I mentioned, is the price per car, which went north of 45,000 reais. This is a major increase when you compare to the number that we had in the third quarter last year, which was 40,000, just over 40,000. Gross margins again, highest ever recorded here in the company, almost 7%, 6.9 to be precise. Depreciation, we're being cautious over depreciation. We're still not sure about whether there will be a second wave here in Brazil. So for the rack, last 12 months number is at 3.4 thousand reais for the rack. For the fleet, 4.2, which is almost flattish when you compare to the second quarter. But most important is that we have gained ground in terms of the balance sheet, and then when you look ahead, we think that we have room to decrease the depreciation, especially looking at the current prices we're seeing at the seminovos market. On a consolidated basis, as I mentioned, revenue came beyond 1 billion reais, an improvement of 3.6 compared to last year. EBITDA, again, a 14% increase comparing to September quarter 19. This is a 54% rent margin, which is the highest that we have recorded. EBIT is down again because of depreciation that I just mentioned. EBIT came just south of 100 million reais, 94 million reais to be precise. And net income 37 million reais, a major improvement when you compare to the second quarter when it was just over 2 million reais, a 14 times improvement. On the cash and capital structure indebtedness, we are reporting 1.7 billion reais of total cash. We have just finished an execution of an additional 600 million reais of local debentures with 3 years and 5 years of tenors. And this is enough to face the obligations that we have until 2022 as for that's related. In terms of leverage, we are reporting a low leverage again 2.4 times net debt over EBITDA, and an interest coverage which has improved again due to the improvement in EBITDA. Interest coverage came very close to 4.9 times. In terms of ESG, I would like to highlight that we have been very active in terms of what we do here. We announced an aid for the fires close to Araguaia project, where we have our carbon-free measures. We announced here in Brazil just a few days ago our partnership with Nissan, and we're offering the 100% electric cars, the model Leaf, as of November, the first company to do that in Brazil. So again, innovation is part of our DNA. And we have a lot of affirmative actions in terms of people here. So we have trained all our employees and suppliers for sustainable development. We have affirmative actions to people beyond 50 years of age, which of course includes me, as well as 60 years, which will start next month. And we are going deeper and deeper in terms of our supply chain and also in terms of the circular economy concept. Part of the measures that we took along the pandemic has been delivering results for the current month when we have our results for the quarter. So we're bringing here October numbers, which show a very strong recovery here in Brazil. So as for the net revenue for the rental car, there is an improvement beyond 21%. So the revenue came at 109 million reais. That compares with an average of 90 million reais in the third quarter. For the fleet management, very much the same, but with the lower numbers. We're showing 44 million reais net revenue. That compares with 41.6. And in terms of semi-novos, the revenue is down, by 8.5% for comparing to the average. But this is a function of Movida deciding to sell less cars during the fourth quarter in order to have the full fleet being offered at the rack because of the high season here in Brazil. High seasons coming very strong. The domestic demand has indeed recovered. In terms of total fleet, again, 112,000 cars. That's the number that we're showing. So this is already bigger than the number we showed by year end. And on the rack side, a new record in terms of utilization rate beyond 85%. In fact, the number was 86% with a recovery on the daily rental as well. We showed the 70 reais for the third quarter. October came at 72 reais level. Again, a very strong recovery. As for semi-novos, and this is a reason why we think that depreciation could be lower in the short term. The price of the cars that were sold went beyond 48,000 reais. This is an additional 7% increase when you compare to the average price of the second quarter, allowing us to be confident in terms of the margins of semi-novos onwards. Looking ahead, we think we have a lot of growth drivers. We have avenues of growth in terms of the products and the business lines that we offer. So we have Movida 0 Quilômetro, which is Movida 0 kilometer brand new car we have launched during pandemic. Just a couple of weeks ago we have announced Movida Cargo, which is a product that aims the drivers that will do the last mile, the urban delivery especially for the online business, for the e-commerce. Again, monthly products, urban mobility going back to a certain level. We were the first to offer mobility for the app drivers, especially Uber. And again, we have digital sales to sell in a different way, not only for RAC, but now for fleet management as well. Again, digitalization, disintermediation have been two concepts that we have been working very hard. So to finish my presentation, I would like to send a final message related or regarding growth. The company has done a lot of adjustments. It took a lot of measures during pandemic in order to be flexible and to grow when the opportunity came. And this is exactly the point that we're living now. So the fundamentals are there, the market has been preserved, and it's coming back very strong. So we think that with all the improvements in terms of KPIs, revenue per car, EBITDA margin gains, and costs going down, we think that Movida, with the current balance sheet, with the muscles that we have gained in terms of depreciation, we can start right now for the fourth quarter of 2020, a new cycle of growth that will continue for the next couple of years. So again, thanks for your time, and this is the main messages that I would like to give you regarding your results for the third quarter.